Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Amon Green, Green Bay Packers all-time leading rusher, and you're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Packer content. Go Pack, go!
What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access Victory Monday edition on this glorious November the 17th as the Week 11 is wrapping up here across the National Football League. I think we got a Monday Night Football game tonight as well. And, man, that was a fun victory yesterday. I don't know how you guys and gals feel. That was one of those ups and downs. It seemed like every play somebody was going out with an injury, and Matt LaFleur just kept digging into the playbook and finding a play for Malik Willis, finding a play for Christian Watson, finding a play for Bo Melton, found a play for Savion Williams, moving the ball around, just doing whatever it took to get that hard-fought win as the Packers defeat the New York Giants 27-20. And we're going to dive into everything. We're going to relive it. We're going to take you through all of the broadcast calls and just kind of relive it in chronological order. We got family members of the players responding and reacting to the plays on the field in real time. So we'll just kind of walk through it, relive the victory. We'll talk about what happened last night. We'll wrap up the show with what happened last night between the Lions and the Eagles and how the NFC North sits as well. But before we get into everything, if you guys would do that YouTube stuff for us, hit like, hit subscribe. If this is your first time tuning into PTA, welcome. Thank you for making us a part of your morning. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media members. We're fans just like you talking Packers on the daily. This is a Victory Monday episode. So after the Packers win, we try to go live early on Monday morning and just kind of relive it, grab a cup of coffee, sit back and enjoy the victory. So that's the plan here. If you're looking for that type of content, make sure you hit subscribe, click that bell icon so you're notified when we go live in the future. And just take a quick second, everybody in here, smash that like button for us as well. I see the chat's already filling up in here, Tim. You got Diesel flowing as well. Nick McSwain in the house says, good morning, PTA. I'm so freaking tired of all this negativity. Just listen to a podcast and you'd think we lost by the way they were talking. I've seen the articles too, Nick. And, I was talking to Tim about this offline, man. We know why they do that. We're talking about it right now, right? And I'm the world's worst at highlighting it. But it's one of those things that it's just something about anger in sports media that drives ratings. It drives clicks, the casual fan, if they were to wake up and go, yeah, the Packers won, and they see an article talking about, man, this doesn't feel like a win. What are they going to do? What's he talking about? Let's click on that, right? That's just the way it works, right? That's the business. We're not going to do that here. We're always going to be glass half full, like we always talk about. We're going to talk about the negative as well. But, it started last night for me, Nick, to be honest with you. Coming through Twitter, we calling for Rashawn Gary to be, something needs to be done about Rashawn Gary and this and that and the negative. And it's just like, holy cow. A portion of the fan base seemed to think that Malik Willis should start over Jordan Love. That's the negative spin they immediately put there. Although when you look at some of the adjusted statistics, listen, Malik Willis did awesome. We're going to lead the show off with a couple of highlights from Malik. And I don't look at it like, yeah, okay, let me try to create a division in the fan base and see, okay, should Malik play over Jordan? No, I look at it like we got arguably the best backup quarterback in the National Football League. And we got a coach, Tim, that knows how to work him right into the scheme at any given moment. That game plan, some of the plays they called for Malik were not in the game plan for Jordan Love. And Matt LaFleur flipped the call sheet over, called a play, bang. And now
Malik right off the bench, ice cold, and he's hot as hell in a few plays, and we're in the end zone. But I'm sure that has nothing to do with Matt LaFleur, right?
No, not at all, man. Which that's kind of what we're going to lead off with here. But, Nick, appreciate you, man. I know we got Jen Wright in here, J. Cole, Mitchell's mommy. We got Holmes MD1, everybody. Mike Berry, appreciate y'all hanging out with us this morning, man. Y'all are awesome. The Green Bay Packers put this out. You know what day it is. It's Victory Monday. And that shot back there of Matt LaFleur, and I've actually got a better clip because I went out and tweeted it right now. There it is right there, Tim. And I've got a tweet right here, too, that I just kind of typed something out. And I just said a full week of having to answer questions about his job security. Matt LaFleur has done nothing but put the shine back on his players for the dub. This is the look of a selfless head coach whose guys are love playing for him. Uphill battle with all these injuries, but I'm so proud of this team. Look at the way he's looking at his players celebrate together. And then in the post game, everything, it's shine right back on the players. Not once did he take credit for, I just had to go and find a play for Malik or this and that. You don't hear none of that. It's just these guys showing up, making plays. And then he immediately steered it back to guys, division matchup next week. Let's get back in here and let's get back to work. These guys love playing for him. And there's a portion of the fan base, and it's a minute portion of the fan base because we did poll questions on it, right? And there's a portion of the media that like to kind of lean into this. Maybe Matt's got snippy with them in the past, and they got something. They're going to try to take shots as much as they can. But there's no doubt in my mind this team loves playing for Matt LaFleur, man. I don't know. I don't know how you feel about that, Tim, but that's kind of how I felt. I read how I felt when I seen this picture. You see Micah and Carrington Valentine celebrating together, and Matt LaFleur just watching them. It's just like, that's the look of a proud-ass head coach of a team that came in completely annihilated with injuries, and here they lost players during the game as well. Just found a way to get a dub on the road, man.
Yeah, playing for coach and playing for each other too. We talk about that all the time. These guys want to pick each other up, and we got some guys that really stepped up yesterday. As the injury bug was biting us hard, man. We had guys dropping like flies in that ball game, and we had guys stepping up and making plays. And I'm sure we'll get into that throughout the week, but it's absolutely true. A lot of the negativity coming towards, being thrown at Matt LaFleur and this staff is from people that, are outside the building, and they're not following this team very closely and seeing what we're building, what we have been building really these last 2 or 3 seasons to get to this point. And you're going to have ups and downs. It's the NFL, man. It's not going to be perfect. It's not always going to be pretty. And a win is a win is a win, right?
Yep, absolutely. Nick McSwain says in the chat, do people typically blame head coach for drops? I've only seen Packers fans do that for LaFleur, LOL. Yeah, I want this to stay as positive as possible, but there is a portion of the fan base, I think of all fan bases for the most part, Nick, to be fair here, that no matter what goes wrong, there's just this casual generality, this general speaking point of, well, that falls on the head coach too. It all falls at his feet. Because coaches will stand up there and say that, and that's what a good leader should do, right? But the reality is we all know it's not Matt LaFleur's fault that the receivers are dropping passes, right? You're limited on practice time. Listen, you've got a limited amount of time to get your guys together and go, okay, here's the scheme. Here's this week's install, right? Here's what we're going to do. Here's the players who are going to be highlighted. Here's kind of where we're pressing into attacking their weaknesses, knowing damn well that it may be the first quarter that you have to make an adjustment, go, guys, throw it out the window. That's not working. They've geared up for that angle, and you got to change things up, right? But you're not going to convince me that it's the head coach's fault that a offensive lineman lines up on, illegally, or a receiver drops a pass. You're just not going to convince me of that. And I'm not saying I'm right and anybody else is wrong, but the receivers know it's my job to catch this pass. We see them work by themselves in the offseason as well on catching passes and running routes and this and that, right? To just dumb it down to these receivers are dropping passes because of the head coach is it's just lazy. That's what it is. It's lazy. And
it's
if
stupid.
people want to,
it's stupid and lazy is what it is.
Yeah. That's probably a little more brash way of putting it, Tim, but you're right. Because it
is. I mean, nobody in that locker room is looking for somebody to blame. Like when things go wrong, do you want to be the person in the room pointing fingers and trying to figure out who to blame? Or do you want to step up, own it, and get better and figure out a solution? And that's exactly what this team did yesterday down the stretch and got the win for us.
And, that's the thing, too, is like if you're going to put all of the negative on the head coach and none of the positive, I can't get on board with that.
Yep.
You will hear me be negative toward Matt LaFleur, right? There's times that you're negative. Like I've talked about him being too emotional, making emotional decisions, going for it on a fourth down because he's pissed off that the offense isn't operating the way it should. I think that goes on the head coach. When you make that decision, when you allow emotion to take over as opposed to what game am I coaching right now? What's the scoring pace? How is their offense operating? What's the game we need to call right now in this moment as opposed to, well, damn it, that play should have worked. I'm going for it on fourth down. I think that's a flaw of Matt LaFleur. However, when we get those fourth downs, you don't hear anybody complaining. When you are overly aggressive, like I felt like we were aggressive in the past yesterday. There was one particular drive where I was like, why did we not run the freaking football right there, right? But then again, you turn around and watch that throw to Savion. They got pass happy on that drive where they converted to Savion, right, on the 30-yard or 32-yard or whatever.
Shout out to Chris Brooks for the block of the day.
Boy. We're going to talk about that, man. Those are the things that it goes unnoticed most of the time, and we're going to really highlight that. We'll definitely harp on the Chalk Talk, and I've already got the plays identified. I got to start putting that together. I'm hoping we can get to Chalk Talk tomorrow. So, it's one of those things, man, that you just hindsight's 2020, and we're all Monday morning quarterbacking and this and that. But at the same time, man, there are things that you can critique. It's just stop trying to make that the focal point. I shouldn't say stop. I'm not going to make that the focal point. I just say everybody can do what they want to do. I'm not going to make that the focal point. We got Rob in here. Good to see you, buddy. Appreciate you swinging through, Rob. Happy Victory Monday to you, sir. All right, Tim. Let's start off with Matt LaFleur adjusting this offense with what I put a tweet out and said Willie Beeman in at quarterback. Every time Malik Willis comes in, I'm going to refer to him as Willie Beeman, as you can see here. If you'll give me a screen grab, Tim, let's relive the audio of this play. And this is a zone read play, right, of Malik Willis. And just so you guys know, they are in a gun nasty. It's 11 gun nasty. They came out in an empty chips look. Remember, we've been showing empty chips. They came out in empty chips, and then they bring the running back in on a sidecar right. So now the Giants have to pre-snap adjust. That's Matt LaFleur by design, putting them on their heels. And what you want to do is bring the running back in and snap it as quick as possible before they can communicate. You can see here, you guys can't see it. We'll get hit with a copyright. But number 2, their corner that's off the edge, because it's a nasty split, and you got Matthew Golden in a nasty spot right there, a nasty X, actually. He's playing X on this particular rep, which we talked about him possibly being the X moving forward, if Romeo does not re-sign. So 2's trying to decide, should I crash inside a little bit more? What if he works out? He's trying to communicate, and they're going to get a quick snap off here. But here's the audio call. What it is, it's going to be a zone read. They're in a tray. They end up in a tray left nasty out of the gun in 11 personnel with a sidecar right. And here we go.
3rd and 8. He's going to keep it. He's got this element to his game. And there goes Malik Willis for a first down into the New York red zone.
So, again, the thing that they did there, you can drop it down now, Tim. And we got to be careful with the videos, guys. I just want y'all to be able to kind of relive the audio there. So the thing that they did there, you'll notice that corner ended up kind of, okay, he decided I've got to get outside. I'm the only defender outside. And Malik Willis cuts back inside, and they pick up a nice little gain there. That gets them on their heels. So now the Giants have to adjust, right, Tim? They've got to adjust. Okay, this isn't Jordan Love. They're going to run a different scheme here, right? They're going to do their thing. Emilio, you just jump in when you want to, buddy. And now they've got to adjust their game plan, and it puts them on their heels. They drive right down the field. And this next play here is Malik Willis with the laser to Christian Watson, which, by the way, what a freaking grab by Christian Watson. An even better throw by Malik Willis, too. Rolling right, throws across his body, just an absolute dot. Let's relive the audio of that play here.
3rd down again. Willis holds on. Willis rolls and throws, and it's snatched for the touchdown by Watson. First of the season for Watson, back from the knee injury and back in the end.
I mean, Tim, that throw across his body, man. Whew.
Football IQ moment right there. Football IQ moment, right? You got that defense all following you. Mm-hmm. You come back against it and put a dot right on Scoot's face mask. He's able to hang on to it. Incredible play.
And we shouldn't need a screen grab here. I'm hoping, Tim, I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. Maybe it won't trigger anything. But here we go. This is the actual play. We'll play it through once, maybe twice. So you see they came out. This looks like a heavy set, too. This is right down Emilio's alley. So what you got here is Kennard playing the Y. So that's what we would call Y70 is what I would call it, Y. And listen, there's people on Twitter that call it something different. That's totally cool. What I'm saying is the Y position is played by number 70. That's what I'm saying, right? This is your U in Fitzpatrick, okay? Yep. So you go really, really heavy on this set here, right? And watch Malik Willis here. So ball snapped. It's going to be kind of a play fake with a sprint right option look almost, right? And then back across his body. Just unbelievable catch by Christian Watson. Let's watch it one more time. Notice Christian grabbing this. And he kind of puts it to the left so it goes out of harm's way, right? But, man, Christian with a heck of a grab there. Christian was – we talked about it going into this offseason. he's going to be kind of down in the knee, right? Going to be limited on what he can do until he gets fully healthy there. And we talked about he's probably going to be working on his hands. Don't be surprised if his hands look better. His hands look a lot better. And here's what's great about it. We're bragging on his ability to catch the football right now, and we're still seeing plays left on the field too. Like that throw from Jordan was a pretty good throw that Watson didn't haul in. It would have been a tough catch. But even plays like that are this close to being made. Jordan Love he was this far away from throwing from 260 yards and having just an astronomical passer rating. The drops obviously played a role in that. That's why you really want to key in on the adjusted completion percentage, things like that. But Malik Willis, Christian Watson, want to get your all's take on that play because that did kind of put the Giants on their heels. And again, when the negative portion of the fan base, they want to identify that as, oh, Malik Willis is better than Jordan Love. And I'm over here going, are we not going to show any love to Matt LaFleur? Like, he just took a backup quarterback, went right down the field, and tied the ball game up. So what's your thoughts on it?
Set that whole thing up with the run game. You know, that drive, the ability to run the football or commit to running the football and then go heavy down there in the red zone. I mean, you could tell that Giants defense was loaded up for a run, and they bid on that fake, and it was a thing of beauty. Great job by Romeo Doubs on the crosser route, not trying to catch that ball because that was intricate timing there. You know, watching that play live, I didn't know who he was targeting initially because there was a lot of traffic back there. Just a great ball from Malik Willis and a great grab by Scoot with a defender's arm, you know, in his grill the entire time. Just a strong hands catch right there by Christian Watson.
Yeah, Tim's right. I mean, heavy was it 2 or 3 times on that drive. I think that first one was like an 8 or 10 yard run. Just you bring him in there, and it's something that Matt kind of leaned into last week against Philly. You see it just added a little bit more. We were talking about it all season, but it finally pops up halfway through, you know, against Philly. Kind of lean into it a little more. Then you get an injury. You know, Tom goes out for a second. Kennard got to come in. So how often do you want to go back to that after you have a little hiccup? That's kind of tough. But yeah, you're right, Tim. That's a quick decision. Fast throw by Malik. You're turning your back to the defense. You got to swing your head around, and you got to make a decision in 2 seconds. You know, where you're putting that thing, and he goes, nothing else there, nothing on the crosser, and nothing on the flat. I'm firing that thing to the backside.
And while taking a shot to the ribs too, right? Completely exposed, took a lick.
For a second, I thought he was going to just turn it up and run to the pylon, you know, and try and keep that ball. Great decision though to just back across. You know, normally back across your body across the middle is danger zone, but that was a dot from Malik Willis.
And soaks one, like Clay was saying. You absolutely soak one. That's something for your team right there. Like, I don't care. I'm gonna spin that thing. Christian gonna go up and catch it. I'll take a lick. I'll throw a nice pack on Monday morning. I really don't care.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris the Casual in the chat says Jordan Love is no doubt a top 5 quarterback in the league. Elite. I love the optimism, Chris. And I think everybody's got differing opinions here probably on exactly where they would rank him. I see Love as a top 10 quarterback. The only thing that's keeping him out of a top 5 spot for me is consistency. That's it. It's just, and when I say consistency, it's not like every other game he's inconsistent. It's like 1 out of like every 4, right? But to be elite, in my opinion, you've got to do it damn near week in and week out, right? Like, but with that being said, yesterday, and it's funny too, because people were, if you logged on to the negative side of social media, you would think Jordan Love was having a horrible day. And then you go, everybody who's watched the tape's like, whoa, Jordan had one hell of a game, right? PFF said Jordan had a hell of a game, right? At least the initial grades, we'll see if they hold up. But yeah, if you think he's top 5, I can't argue with that too hard. I'm in the top 10, really around the 7 or 8 mark is where I'm at, but he's this close to being top 3. Like when he's on, he is freaking on, man. Chester Marco in the chat, our Chester Marco, not the Chester Marco.
Right.
It almost seems ridiculous to have the luxury of a backup quarterback as good as Malik, right? And it also seems ridiculous, in my opinion, to have a coach who can take a guy who, by the way, there wasn't another team in the league that was willing to give up a 6th round pick for Malik Willis. Okay. So you can look at this one of 2 ways. You could say, man, the rest of the league are absolute morons, or Matt LaFleur is that damn good at coaching up a quarterback. Both can't be true, right? So I'm sorry. The rest of the league are not morons. I think Malik Willis and the tape that they showed That's the player he was in Tennessee. He struggled immensely. He comes up here with Matt LaFleur. He gets in Matt LaFleur's quarterback camp, and now all of a sudden Malik starts to play within the scheme. And then Matt, what's he do? He just shines a bright spotlight on what he does well. Great coaches put good players in position to do what they do well.
Clay, and how's Tennessee been doing the past couple of years since they drafted Malik and ever since, where they got like 4 wins total, something like that? I mean, they are struggling over there. The fact that dude has to go through that kind of quarterback camp over there in Tennessee versus what we have here, completely different scenario, completely different thing, and you can actually buy in. Malik feels it. There's a video I meant to send it to you guys. I'll send it after, but like just a quick interview with Malik. Where he came from, all that. Dude just knows where he's at in his career right now. Mm-hmm. You just be the backup best you can be. Come in there, do your job. Matt throws in a package for you week 14 fine, perfect. Get out there, run your 3 reps, and get back in and just be ready to go. Because in the off season, you're probably getting paid.
Yeah, absolutely. Mark Berry says here in the chat, reminds me of Bart and Zeke. Man, I'm pretty sure he's talking about Bart Starr and Zeke Gradkowski or Bradkowski. It's Gradkowski, right? Is who it was, I believe. Bart. Many people don't know Bart Starr had a hell of a backup in Zeke. I think it's Zeke Gradkowski. You guys help me understand the last name there. I've got so many names going through my mind right now. But I think he filled in for Bart several times. And hearing like Max and all the guys, all the receivers are like, hey, he was just as good as Bart. Now, that an overstatement probably, but still a solid backup there and a different era of football, obviously. But J. Cole says, I told someone Love is better than Willis, but Willis is good backup. And shout out to Matt LaFleur. That sums it up for me. That's very well said. Very well said.
Like you said, go to the back of the call sheet, right? In case of emergency, break glass. All right, we got our backup in. Let's run the packages that, tailored to his game with the personnel that we have, and the offense doesn't miss a beat. I mean, we could have been in big trouble there, by the time Jordan came back in the game. It truly is. It's a blessing to have a guy like Malik Willis, at the helm with Tupac LaFleur dialing up the plays.
Absolutely.
Mike Witt, been a member for 3 months, says, hey, guys, it's officially Vikings week. Go Pack. Amen to that, man. It's going to be a fun game to see how they measure up against the Minnesota Vikings, who almost upset the Chicago Bears there yesterday. I say upset. I mean, obviously the Bears have a better record. That was a fun one to watch down the stretch. They almost coughed it up at the end there, even though J.J. McCarthy been giving interceptions out like presents for sure. So, all right, Tim, we got a next one here. This on offense. Emmanuel Wilson with the touchdown run, giving the Packers the 13-7 lead. Here was the audio call there from Fox NFL on, like I said, Emmanuel Wilson filling in for Josh Jacobs here, not missing a beat.
10th play of the drive out of a run formation, and Wilson slips through and scores to give Green Bay the lead. His first touchdown of the season.
Love it. And the thing that stood out to me here on this particular play, guys, is I think it was Jordan Morgan sealing off the edge, right? Like he kind of kicked back, seal block, Emmanuel Wilson right through the gap. Beautiful run. We'll be breaking that one down on Chalk Talk. It made the cut. I want to highlight that because, again, that was an 11-yard, I think 10 or 11-yard touchdown run. We talked about it.
Go ahead. My bad.
You're good.
I was going to say, I feel like that's something Jordan Morgan's kind of got, or it's getting better in his game this year or whatever, is just that he's able to, obviously been on left tackle his whole life, him kind of feeling where the ball is supposed to go, play on behind him. Which way am I turning? Which way am I trying to get that defender to turn? I feel like his footwork has definitely gotten a little bit better from that, but just being able to kind of get that feel, know when you know where you need to be, especially playing left side your whole life. Now you got two-way goes everywhere.
Yep.
I'm proud of him, man. Happy that he's tearing it up.
Yeah, definitely. And again, it takes time, right? Like we've talked about this. Like you just said, you play the left side of the offensive line your entire career from high school to college, right? Pretty much left tackle from what I understand. Yeah. Very, very little guard play. And then you're asked to play right guard. It takes some time to get acclimated to that. I know there's people that were ready to give up on him early. And listen, he hasn't played great this year, but what you are seeing are little glimpses of, hey, good rep, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So, and again, that the Josh Jacobs fourth and one run from last week got really, really highlighted on social media, and it was easy to go, man, Jordan Morgan doesn't get blown up by Jalen Carter right there. I didn't feel like he got blown up, and that's Jalen Carter. And if you look at it again, it would suggest that what Josh Jacobs was supposed to do was go AB left. and Jordan Morgan's trying to get inside placement. Zach Tom just gives him a little shove and moves up to the next level, almost like it's a duo call. And you had Sean Ryan and the other Sean Ryan and I think it was Rasheed or Aaron Banks. It's more Sean Ryan than Aaron Banks. Aaron Banks just got pancaked, but Sean Ryan blows that A gap open on the left side, right? But I felt like Jordan Morgan, I didn't look at that rep and go, Jordan Morgan's cheeks. I looked at that rep and like, boy, he's going up against Jalen Carter out there. That's a tough.
Same way I thought about Travis Glover, Clay, in the playoffs. I mean, come on, that's a rep right there. He's going up again. Come on.
That's a good point. That is a really good point. Like there's a lot of people that rate Travis Glover over the Coles, but that's the same defensive line he was going against too, right? And we scored 3 points on. So
Emilio's not raking Travis Glover over the Coles.
No,
he's giving them big old hugs.
So here's another play. I wish we could show the whole play. Obviously, we can't unless somebody posts an all 22 or something on it or end zone cam. But this play design right here was all Matt LaFleur, guys. I don't know if you've seen it or keyed in on it or not. I think it's another heavy set. It may not be. But the thing that stood out to me was Matt LaFleur bending the rules, right? Like this was well within the rules. And the play design was you had I think it was Wiley, right? Yeah, you had Josh Wiley lined up in the U on the left. You motion him over, cheat motion, right? Now this could be a run because, again, this is 11:46 left in the third quarter. This is a second and goal play. You're at about the 3-yard line, right? So it looks like run. You're trying to marry everything up a run. We know they like to use the cheat. They cheat the U over with the SIF block and create a split flow look, right? Instead, they bring him all the way across, and they're think of the eye candy for the backers here. It's a goal line situation, right? They see the U shift over. They're following him with their eye. Okay, now we got to key in on where's the run actually going. Okay, it's not a run play. Crap, it's a pass. And then as the DB breaks over to cover Wiley, Christian Watson just cleans his clock with a clean pick because it was at the line of scrimmage, right? That's Matt LaFleur understanding the rules to the nth degree. Let's play the audio here. This is the Jordan Love touchdown pass to Josh Wiley, giving the Packers the 19-13 lead in the third quarter.
Love, drop back, wide open man. It's the tight end Josh Wiley. His second game with the Packers, and he's got the touchdown to give them the lead.
Second game with the Packers, they said, right? And listen, White Boy had some moves. I ain't gonna lie, he had some moves there. Yeah, that surprised me. That caught me off guard a little bit, man.
That's you when the boozy comes on, Clay?
Oh, well, not quite as effective. We tried. We'll just leave it at that. We tried. That's Mandy when she sees me dancing.
There it is.
Put it back up one more time. She said, what the hell is he doing?
So you're supposed to be putting up more trees, Clay. I don't know what you're doing over there dancing.
So this one we should be okay to play. And I want to give a shout out. Awesome follow on Twitter at HCM21_ was right there next to our buddy Joe. Joe was on the front row. He tried to take in a PTA sign and hang it. I believe it was Joe, if I remember correctly. A bunch of people messaged me. Tried to hang a PTA sign. They said, "Bub, you can't do advertising down here. What are we doing?" That's a true story, by the way. So I need to go to the DMs and make sure I get that right here in a second. But this is that touchdown from the seats. Okay, let's listen to the audio first. Just to hear the crowd. This sounded like a Packers home game, man. This is wild to listen to. And then when we play it back, we'll mute it, and I'll show you guys that pick that we're talking about. Your discretion is advised. This is Jersey with a bunch of Packer fans, probably half lit. So I don't know what's going to be screamed here. That dance right there. You
no, that's Clay. That is you, Clay. I've seen you do that with Shabuzi comes on.
So let's watch it here. Now, keep in mind, they had the U on the right side of the formation first, right? They're going to bring him over, and then they're going to cheat him back, right? So now look at I think it's number 8 here, right? Their DB is going, hey, hold up. We got this, right? No, you don't.
No,
watch Christian Watson. Let's go slow motion just to appreciate. Let's go half speed here. Watch Christian Watson right here, guys. Number 8 thinks he's going to fire in here and cover this guy, right? Watch. This is well within the rules. This is Matt LaFleur's scheme. Bang.
Boom.
That poor bastard.
Depleted.
What's Christian
on both cheeks? Now, this is the most important part right here, okay? You see the spot.
Boom.
Spike right here. This is when Stuff Crust is on the way. Stuff Crust is being delivered right here.
That's Jacob every Thursday and Friday night.
Tay Wicks coaching him up a little bit on the dance. I like it.
Yeah. You know what he was thinking? No, that's bad. That's really bad.
Tay said, I'm not even going to join in on that one. I'm just going to give you a nice little helmet tap. But yeah, that's beautiful. Christian Watson, 225 of probably 98% muscle, 99% muscle, and just stick his foot in the ground and put a shoulder in this cat. Boom. Sorry, buddy.
He lands on both cheeks too. You know what I mean? It was just square. He was like, what the hell was that? Had no idea what hit him. So, Tim, I was told Matt LaFleur's a bad head coach.
Yeah, and I was told Christian Watson's made out of glass and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, whatever, haters. Run this one back again. Yeah, shout out to HCM. She's a great follow. If you're on X, she seems like she's at every game, man. At least most of these road games. So one of the loyal Packer backers that travels well, like our fan base is known to do. So great content there. That was awesome.
Yeah, she's awesome. Awesome follow. So, y'all, make sure you go give her a follow. We got a super chat in here I missed. I apologize, guys. Mike Witt with super chat. Thank you, buddy. He says 2 things. First, if anybody on our team other than number 9 catches the ball yesterday, we win by 3 scores. 2, Musgrave is not the answer. More snaps for Fitzpatrick and Wiley, please. I agree with all of that if you're talking in terms of Musgrave as a Y tight end, right, as a attached tight end. It's just not there. I've seen enough. I don't want to speak for anybody else on the panel here. I've seen enough to know he's not a true Y tight end. That doesn't mean we can't utilize him while he's under contract with the Packers. I love him in matchup situations out wide with maybe an undersized DB on him, that type of thing. He's just one of those guys who's going to catch the football and not get you a lot of yak, right? And yesterday he struggled to catch the ball, but it was hell. We had punters struggling to catch the ball off the snap. We had Jordan Love struggled to catch the ball off the snap. The wind was gusting so hard. They said 40 mile an hour, right? So I completely agree with you, Mike. If you're going to have a Y or a U in the formation, it should not be Musgrave unless people are banged up, right? And this again, another testament to Matt LaFleur. He's having to use Fitzpatrick and Wiley as his top 2 true tight ends. Think about that. I mean,
You want snap counts for them real quick?
Let's do it, man. Yeah.
Josh Wiley, starter, they had him as 20 snaps, 9 passing, 2 pass blocking, 9 run blocking. Fitzpatrick, 35 snaps, 17 pass, 3 pass block, 15 run block. Luke Musgrave, only 19. Actually, the least amount of snaps out of all 3 tight ends. 19 total, 11 pass, 2 pass blocking, 6 run blocking.
There you go. So Matt LaFleur agrees with what Mike Witt said, right?
Yep.
So,
but Musgrave with a 71.9 on their run blocking. That's big for Musgrave. I'll take that. Okay, that's if we're looking, glass half full kind of thing. Musgrave has worked on his run blocking this year. Honestly, I think the dude just needs to hit the ladders, and he just needs to stand on the half workout balls. It's like just a piece of plastic, and you're standing on the bubble. Like, I just need some balancing stuff. Like, that's all he really needs. I feel like it's just hips down, that he just needs a little bit of tweaking, a little bit of quick feet, balancing, stuff like that. And then I feel like he has it, dude. It's not like he's not explosive. He just doesn't seem to have that sort of, like, he didn't wrestle, when he was a kid. He doesn't have that kind of stuff.
I got you. No, I completely get it, man. And remind me tomorrow, you guys keep an eye out when we do Chalk Talk tomorrow. There's going to be several running plays. Let's look for Musgrave if he got that run blocking grade, right? Yeah. How many run blocking snaps did he have again?
6 for him.
6. Yep. Okay. So let's see if, one of those explosives or important runs that we show tomorrow actually have one of his.
And 6 Josh Wiley had 9 with a 49 run blocking grade. So it's like, I'm super happy Musgrave, because that was a struggle for him as a receiving tight end. That's not his forte. Tuck and him wanted to get working on that. If that's better, if that's something that he gets better on by the end of the year, perfect. We just need to see a little bit more balance when he gets the ball in his hands.
No block, no rock.
All right. Thank you for that super chat, Mike. We appreciate you, buddy. Give me a defensive shot here, Tim. This is going to be the TV broadcast call of Micah Parsons with the 4th down sack. This was 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. The Packers lead 19-13. They decided to go for it on 4th down because of the wind. And this Micah Parsons coming up big with Isaiah McDuffie as well with the half sack. Here we go.
On 4th down. Try to do it again. Here comes the rush. Winston dancing, moving, and down he goes. Packers get the stop, and it's Micah Parsons to help finish it off.
So it was Micah Parsons, and then Isaiah McDuffie came in and cleaned it up there at the end of the play. And this was right as people were complaining on Twitter about where's Michael Parsons? Where's Michael Parsons? And just all of a sudden, bang, here he is. He finished the day. We'll let you listen to the other sack here in a minute. But that really kind of, to me, it set the tone, right, moving forward. Mm-hmm. And now the game, okay, now the Giants go back down and they score and they go up 20-19, right? And it's another one of those long drives converting on, what were they, 3 or 4 on fourth downs, right? So, again, for all the Matt LaFleur haters, I hope we're keeping that same energy this week, because last week it was there was like I seen people laughing talking about Jeff Hafley looked like he was in the box. I did my job, like trying to create this division, like somehow Matt LaFleur or Jeff Hafley's pissed at Matt LaFleur. Of course, they get to the podium. Jeff Hafley goes to bat for his head coach. It was like, I have total faith in our offense and Matt's ability to run the offense. Now today, or yesterday, I should say, you don't expect the Giants to score 20 points. If you had told me the Giants scored 20 points before we went, I would have went, oh, no.
Yep.
Uh-oh, something went wrong, right? But, again, we had the game picked 24-17. I did. And the Packers ended up winning 27-20. So, obviously, they come back. They score 20 points on you. This play here, though, this is probably my favorite of the day. We'll talk Micah a little bit more on the backside of the show. But this play here was the Savion Williams catch. And we'll highlight some of the stuff. I actually went and found a clip from his TCU days, right, that looks very similar. If you guys remember, one of the things we talked about with Savion Williams in his college tape when the Packers drafted him was his contested catch rate was through the roof. It was unbelievable. I think it was in the 70%. I think I've got an actual tweet from Jacob Morley who quote tweeted me with the actual numbers. But as I said in this tweet here, the Savion Williams catch was all over the TCU tape. 5:56 left in the game. A 3rd and 10 play here. This is where they got pass happy, right, for a minute. And then all of a sudden, Jordan Love makes chicken salad out of chicken, you know what. And by the way, we'll also highlight Chris Brooks here in a second. But here's the TV broadcast call from Jordan Love hitting Savion Williams. Like I said, reminding us of the TCU tape. You get us. Oh, you got it, Tim. Appreciate you, buddy. Here we go.
5th body coming for the Giants' pressure. Love with time. Waving receivers around. Off the back foot, he launches it downfield, and it's caught by Savion Williams. The rookie comes up huge out there.
So obviously Savion Williams coming up huge on a 3rd down there. And we had talked about this throughout the draft process. Tim, I know you remember this. I thought we did pretty damn good with how extensive we were in our draft coverage this year. I got to be careful there. It's going to autoplay. So there's the catch, right? And I said it was all over the TCU tape. And Jacob Morley quote tweeted me. This was from NFL Draft Files, okay? College career contested catch success. Savion Williams, 25 of 34 in contested catch situations, 73.5% success rate.
Come on now.
Tim, look at the numbers of the guys that are below him, okay? Travis Hunter, 65%. 65%. Nico Collins, 63%. Drake London, 56%. Justin Jefferson, only 54%. Marvin Harrison Jr., 52%. CeeDee Lamb, 51%. Ted McMillan below CeeDee Lamb, and the list goes on.
Those guys are all absolute dogs, too. So he's in good company at the top of the list.
He's above T-Mac, and T-Mac was catching everything when we played against him.
Yep.
Now, you're probably going, why don't we see him on more vertical routes, right? I think what's hindered their ability or what am I trying to say, their want to put him in those situations that have contested catches is he's also versatile. You could look on the college tape and him as a wildcat quarterback, him on jet sweeps. He was dominant on that too, right? So I can understand why Matt LaFleur is like, hey, let's key in on this so we don't have to use Golden for that. We don't have to use Reed for that when he comes back. We don't have to use Watson for that anymore, right? Savion can be that guy and limit the amount of hits that these guys are taking. However, this play right here, I think it's going to unlock a little Savion. He was the motion guy there. We'll go back and watch the tape and see if he was the true F, but he motioned out and then came back. So, again, Tim, this is something I get really excited about because Savion is a player that you need to step up, and now you've got a little more confidence in him. Both Matt LaFleur has confidence in the contested catch, even more so than when they drafted him, and you damn sure know Jordan Love has more confidence in his contested catch rate.
And you damn sure know Savion Williams is an absolute dog because he's been dealing with injuries since he got to Green Bay. You know, he had the shoulder during camp. He missed some time. We're dealing with this. I don't know what's going on with the foot in the walking boot. And I do remember at the end of that play, he looked a little hobbled walking to the sidelines. But this is a guy that's going to lay it all out there on the field for you. And these are studs that you need on your team if you want to win a championship, you know. And I think one thing that goes kind of unnoticed is you see the timing on that little hop step he did at the top to high point that ball and basically put his body in a position to make that catch. I mean, if he's not, you know, on time with that, there's a high likelihood that ball's probably picked off. It's just an absolute great play by a great young receiver, and you never know who's gonna step up for you in this offense, you know. And Savion's got a bright future, man. I just hope whatever's going on with that foot or that ankle is not something super long term. But he absolutely balled out for us yesterday.
That's what I was going to say there, Emilio, too. He wasn't even 100%. Mike, we'll hit your super chat in a second. What do you think about Savion here, Emilio?
Dude, that's a dog. That jet motion to get him the free release while moving. You know, you use that speed to his advantage, get him out in the open, get him a little bit of space. Same idea when we get him the jet sweeps, the swing passes, get the ball in his hands in space. This is right after Jordan went to the right side looking for Matthew Golden. Okay, that you know, I threw it up to that rookie, no go. Let me give Savion a shot one-on-one. Sometimes you just need to throw it up there and give your players a chance. Dude's a dog. Don't be sleeping on the Horned Frogs. And I'm telling you, that's the offense I use anyway. That's the playbook I'm spinning it with. Okay, won a couple natties with that TCU offense, air raid specifically. The only thing they don't have is a wildcat formation. Besides that, man, we are cooking. And Savion's just a dog. We can use him in the punt. I mean, he's like a Christian Watson light that gets used in special teams as well. So, you know, it being his first year and everything, I think he can probably do some of the things that Christian can do as well. Got the same sort of frame. You put a little bit more weight on him, hit the gym in the offseason. You don't have to worry about all the rookie stuff and actually get a weight room routine and then him back in here next year. We're getting busy.
Absolutely. Mike Witt with the super chat says, so happy we won, but someone other than Micah has got to help out. Micah is going to get exhausted if he doesn't start getting help. Hopefully LVN coming back soon helps that. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I think LVN will help that tremendously. It will. And you guys know I love Rashawn Gary. I've been a big Rashawn Gary fan. I think he's gotten a lot of hate when he didn't deserve it. I've also talked about earlier this year, the writing's kind of on the wall with how the roster is being modeled out. Next year, probably going to take Gary taking a pay cut or some kind of restructure for him to return. We'll see how the rest of the season plays out. Started off really, really hot this year. Has cooled off since, but you're also seeing a lot of cage rushing going on. Not that was the case yesterday. I didn't feel like it was yesterday, but the last couple of games have been a lot of cage rushing going on with your Bryce Youngs and your Jalen Hurts, guys like that, right? So, again, in the run, too, there were several times we talked about this before the postgame show that you've seen Gary flash over on the run and make tackles. He's a solid edge defender in the run game for sure. So